Hey, we got a rainstorm going here tonight. But anyways, yesterday I had to get some new contact lenses. I wear contact lenses. So I went down to Kobe, downtown Kobe, to this contact lens shop that I'd been to before. And I walk in and there's this really beautiful tall chick. She like came up to my nose, which is really tall for a Japanese girl. And she starts helping me out. But I think she was a new employee, so she didn't know how to, get my file or whatever. So she calls in another girl, and this other girl walks out, who's really hot too. And I didn't think much about it, because I'm in downtown Kobe. There's lots of hot girls walking around, but it was a nice atmosphere, and so I sat down and waited for a bit. And then the shorter hot chick calls me over, and she's like, "Sir, here's your files. Please take them to the sixth floor." I'm like, "Okay." So I go to the sixth floor. I walk in there, and there's a receptionist. Now, most receptionists here in Japan, if you go to a hospital or a clinic, it's usually a young, beautiful girl. But this receptionist was a guy, but he was kind of like feminine and just very girly, and his body gestures and everything were very feminine. And so he tells me to sit down and wait, and I do that. I'm waiting there, and then this beautiful Japanese girl walks out wearing this pink nurse outfit. And I usually like natural Japanese beauties, like just jet black hair. But this girl had dyed her hair brown, auburn color, and her hair went down to her waist. It just worked for her. Usually I don't like when Japanese girls dye their hair, but this girl's hair, it just worked for her. And she said, "Sir, would you please come in this room, follow me in here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna follow you." And I walked in the room after her, and I sat down, and she started to explain all the different kinds of contact lenses they had, like the silicone lenses, and they had special lenses that don't make your eyes dry out. And she was explaining it all to me, and she was just like standing really close to me, and like I could just feel the heat from her body. I mean, there was a lot of tension there. And she was just so nice and so professional, and her voice was so soothing in everything she said. And so I finally I decided on which lenses I wanted to try out. She was really nice. She said, like, "Sir, you can try all of these lenses if you want to." And I was like, "Okay." So I tried out like 4 different types, and so she went to prepare those. So we're in this big white room, and I'm the only customer in there. I'm the only person in there except for her, and then there's one more girl in there. She's a young girl too, probably about 20 years old. She's wearing like a white nurse outfit. So I'm in there with these 2 beautiful girls. It was dead silent, and it felt strange. It felt like a porn was about to start. I mean, seriously, I never got that feeling before, but it felt like a Japanese porn was about to go down. And I was just getting those vibes. And then she called me over and she said, "Excuse me, sir, we want to measure your eye power one more time. Can you please come into this room with me?" So she takes me to this room. She opens the door, and it's about the size of a closet. And in there is this big eye measuring machine. And behind that machine was another woman, but she was kind of older, like in her 40s, but she was hot too. I was thinking, what is this? What is this? Is this a porn set I'm on or something? I mean, every girl in here is beautiful, and there's a gay receptionist. What's going on here? So I'm in this small room, which is really small and uncomfortable. It was like the size of a closet, and if there's 2 people in a closet, they're going to be close to each other. Well, we were separated by this eye machine, so I'm sitting across from this, 40-year-old hot eye doctor chick, and she tells me to put my chin on this bar rest. She's like, "Okay, sir, look into this lens right here, and then look up," and then she's touching my eye. She look down. So she did all that, and then she said, "Okay, sir, you can go back into the other room now. The other girl's waiting for you." And so I stood up and I went to go outside, and I opened the door, and I guess the door was connected to the lighting, because as I went into the other room and I was closing this door into this closet-sized room, the lights went out. And I was thinking, what the hell? I mean, this eye doctor chick is sitting in this room all by herself with the lights out. I know she doesn't have any work to do, and the next customer probably isn't going to come for another 3 hours. What's this little Dracula chick doing in there? I mean, it was so freaky. So I go back to the other hot chick, and I finally get the lens that I want, and I put it on, and she measures my seeing ability again. I do this like eye test, and she said something to me like, "Dosu ga aimasu ka?" And I didn't understand that word dosu, and she was trying to explain it to me, and I just couldn't get it. And we looked in our dictionaries, couldn't figure out what it meant exactly. So anyways, I went to pay for for everything with the gay receptionist, and I was doing that, and she came out again, and I stood up I got real close to her, and when I came up close to her, she just kind of backed away, and I was like, oh, I bet she thinks I'm going to ask for her phone number. But what I said was, look, if you ever have a foreign customer come in here again, who doesn't speak Japanese, the way you say dosu ga aimasu ka is, does this prescription work well for you? So the word dosu meant prescription. And she's like, oh really? She's like, thank you, but I can't remember that. Can you write it down? I'm like, sure. So I wrote it down for her in English, and I gave it to her, and she's like, thank you so much. And she was like bowing. I was like, oh man, you were so beautiful when you bow. You're so beautiful. I wish you could bow for me in private, like at my house or something. And I don't know, she was just really nice. And she said, thank you so much, sir, thank you. And she was bowing, and I was thinking, man, thank you. Thank you for the best freaking fantasy I've ever had in my life.